Alright, welcome to Segments Formed by Chords, Level 1. Now, in this video, we're going to go ahead and start off with this word problem. And this is actually going to more closely aligned to problem number 6. Let's go ahead and get started. So, example 1 says this. Given two chords, and it's important that we understand what a chord is. A chord is just a line that is on the inside of a circle. So, for example, I'll draw my circle, and I'll just draw a line from one edge to another, making sure that I don't go through the center, because a chord just is a line that does not go through the center. Now I know that my two chords are going to be A, E, and CB, and these two letters are very important. The A and the E are going to be two parts of the edge, so this first point can be A, this second point can be E, and now let's come to our second line, CB. Now once again, it does not matter where we draw it, so I could draw it like that, and let's go ahead and call this one C, and let's call this one B. Alright, and they all intersect at point, let's see, point P. So I can come right here and I can say, okay, that's going to be our point P. Well, all we have to do now is just label on our sides. We see we have AP equals 5, so let's see. So AP is right there, so I'll go ahead and put a 5. We know that PE equals X, so let's see. Oh yeah, PE is going to be X. And CP is 9. Let's see. Okay, so CP is 9. And lastly, we have PB is 3.2. Okay. Let's go ahead and switch to a nice red here. Now, what are we really saying with chords? Well, this is going to be our rule. We're going to say that for each line, we can take one segment. In this case, we call AP. And we're going to multiply it by the other piece of the same line. So that's going to be times PE. And we're going to set that equal to this segment, which will be CP, times the other piece of the line, which would be PB. Now, we see here AP, that's 5, so we just start plugging in everything we know, times PE, that's going to be X. And that will be equal to CP, which is 9, times, and lastly, I'll include over here, PB is 3.2. Now we want to simplify. We know we can do 5 times x, that's easy, that's just 5x, equals, and over here we have 9 times 3.2, so go ahead, grab your calculator, and we know that, let's see, 9 times 3.2 will give us 28.8. Now we want to get rid of that 5, any number in front of x, we just divide by that, divide by 5, and we'll get that this x is, let's see, 28.8 divided by 5 is 5.76. Alright. Our question was asking us, hey, what is x? So we know that x was right there. That's PE, 5.76. If you need to pause this video, go ahead, pause it, finish taking your notes. But let's go on to our next example. Okay. So here we go. Here's going to be example number 2. And this will be much more like examples 1 and 2. So for example 2, let's just say this. We want to find out what is x. What is x? So let's go ahead and draw our circle here. We'll draw two chords, making sure we don't go through that center. Okie doke, we have that. And let's go ahead and label this. Let's call this A, and let's call this B. Call that C. Let's call this just random letters, P and T. We know it doesn't really matter what we pick, so long as we are consistent. Okay. Now, and let's go ahead and fill these back in. Let me go back to this red here. So let's say that this is going to be 3.9 inches. This looks to be a little bit shorter, so we'll say 2.1 inches. Right here, this was a B, so let's go ahead and call that. Let's call that about 7.6 inches. And we don't know what that is, so let's go ahead and give that an X. Alright, now go ahead and switch to a different color. Here's going to be our rule. We know we're looking at the same line, so our line AC, and we're going to pick one piece of it. So let's see, so we have AB times our second piece, which would be BC. And I would actually recommend pause the video right now, see if you can come up with this other half. Pause it. Okay, and let's see if you came up with the right thing. So right here we have PB, that's the other piece, times, and right here we have BT. Okay, well, let's go ahead and plug in all the things we know. We know that AB is going to be 3.9 times. We know that BC is X, and that's going to be equal to PB, which was 2.1, times our BT, which was 7.6. Now, this left side is pretty easy. We know that 3.9 times X just gives us 3.9X, and that will be equal to, let's see, we're going to have to do 2.1 times 7.6, and that will give us 15.96. Well, we're one step away. In order to get the X by itself, we have to divide by 3.9. We'll divide by 3.9. And let's see what we get. We get X is 15.96 divided by 3.9 equals 4.092, which we'll just round to 4.09. And don't forget, in this case, it would be inches. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in level 2.